Let it all work out. Let it all work out. Let it all work out. Hello, guys. You guys are welcome back to another episode of the FTLG podcast. It's good to be back. It's good to be back. We all let it all work out for the last couple of weeks. We are happy to be back. Still your guy, Dio. Still your boy, Emmanuel, Dio, whichever one you want to, call me. And as always, I have my co-host alongside with me. It's not gonna change. It's always gonna be on every episode. It's Mr. Dami. How are you doing today, brother?
Bro, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I like the way you started that episode. This time, I love that song so much, man. I love that
I'm
song so
saying it was such a great piece of music. Like it's such a great song, right? Let it
much.
all work out, you
Yeah,
know?
bro. Let's get into it, bro. Let's get into it. We have so much to talk about, bro.
Oh yes, we indeed have so much to talk about. Guys, last episode we recorded was the first leg of the quarterfinals of the Champions League. You guys, we gave our predictions of how the matches will go. We also gave our predictions on who we felt will progress to the next round. And again, we're not going to delve into that. I think everyone that tuned into the Champions League quarterfinals would have been impressed with a lot of games that was played. I think we're not in the same as yet now. It was not no, it was
Yeah,
quarterfinals. It was quarterfinals.
yeah.
We had PSG versus Liverpool, Real Madrid versus
Yeah.
Bayern. We had Madrid versus Atletico Madrid versus Barcelona, and who was the last team?
Arsenal versus
Versus Sporting. We gave our predictions. We did. We were correct on some, incorrect on some
yeah.
others. But it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. But we're not going to be talking about Champions League. And if we do want to talk about Champions League, it will be later on in the episode. However, you know because it's Premier League, because it's the league that we watch the most, because it's the league with the most topics, the most controversies. We are going to be delving straight into the Premier League. And, you know, what else are you going to delve into? What else are you going to talk about? If not, the mighty Arsenal versus Manchester City match yesterday, blockbuster, first versus second. It was a very interesting match. It was a very interesting match. If you could even if you see it as a boxing match too, that would be a very good boxing match because both teams did have situations where they were throwing their punches, where they had chances to hurt each other, and that is what we enjoyed yesterday. However, I think for a lot of football fans out there, majority of fans out there wanted Manchester City to win, and they did win. They won 2 goals to one against Arsenal at Etihad Stadium. We're
Yeah.
going to go right into the match, but definitely we're going to talk about Arsenal first, and then we'll move on to Manchester City. So, Arsenal. Where do we start? Where do we start? Arsenal.
Oh man.
Arsenal going into that game had a not a 3 point lead, right? So they had, I believe, a 6 point lead.
Yeah.
Was 6 points. They had 70 points, and
Yeah.
then Manchester City had 64. Um, Before going to the game, they lost against Bournemouth in the league. They
Yeah.
won against Sporting first leg. They drew in second leg at the Emirates Stadium. However, they lost against Bournemouth in the league, and they dropped points there going into the game against Manchester City. I believe they yeah, it was basically, I think they've had back to back losses in terms of everything going on in England.
Yeah.
So they lost the Carabao Cup final, and they got knocked out in the FA Cup
Yeah.
against Southampton.
Yeah.
Then they lost to Bournemouth, and now they lost to Manchester City again in the league.
Yeah.
They won against Sporting in Champions League. Yeah, through to the next round. But I think a lot of Arsenal fans want to win the Premier League. We can discuss Champions League. They can add that to their cabinet depending on how it will go. We
Did
never
you
know.
just wait? Did you just say
Wait now, they can. We don't know. We don't know. But again, a lot of Arsenal fans, they've not won the league since '04. Like, if some of us didn't even see Arsenal win the league. It's
Yeah.
our uncles and aunts, our dads, those are the guys that saw Arsenal win the league in 2004. Now, if you ask an Arsenal fan, they really want to win the Premier League as well. It's not something that they are going to not want to win or just leave on the table. They actually want to win the league. So where do we start with this club? Why does it keep happening? Is it a mental issue? Is it a building issue? Because we can't. It's so many things you can give it. Like you can't blame. You can't say, oh, you want to blame them for not building properly because, bro, they were first on the table. Like they've been
With a good
first on the
lead.
table.
With a
They
very
good
good.
league. Like
Yeah.
if anyone should remember, City dropped points against Nottingham Forest. They dropped points against Brighton in the league. Arsenal extended this, despite the fact that City had one game in hand. We all knew they had one game in hand.
Yeah.
However, City did not even capitalize on this. They dropped points against Brighton. I can't remember what the score was, but they
Yeah.
dropped points against Nottingham Forest. And Arsenal won games when City was dropping these points. Like Arsenal won their games. And I think, remember when I said, guys, if you watch the Carabao Cup final and Arsenal does not make it a do or die affair, like they have to be determined. Forget, oh, we're coming back to the league. Forget we want to focus on Premier League. Like you have to be determined to win that Carabao Cup final because that will determine how their season will go. Because if they don't get over that mental hurdle, it's going to start becoming a big issue when they go back to the league. And we've seen it. We are seeing it happen again. We recorded episodes where we were like, man, I think it's over. Like City have messed up here and there. We're skeptical. It's Arsenal's league. It's in their hands. It's theirs to lose. What is the issue? Like why? Why? Like we can understand the first two seasons when they were second, okay, and they are still first on the league. Let's not even act like they are second right now. Last season, your rivals, City, they were piss poor. They dropped in form. They lost a lot of players. You know, injuries happened. That type of stuff. KDB, Rodri was in there. Those type of things. City dropped. You let Liverpool with Anslot in his
In
first win the league,
his first season, yeah. In his
and
first season.
you can insult Anslot for how his season is going right now. You can insult him for how he has managed Liverpool so far, but
He did it. He did it.
he did
It's like
it in his
second
first year.
coach. Yeah.
Exactly. He did
Like
it in his first year. And, we can give a list of all the coaches that have won when they came to the Premier League first time. But he did it in his first year. Ateta has had the opportunity. Like, okay, first year he didn't do it. Second year, okay, it happened. Third year, you were second. This is the opportunity for you to, you know, take the title, put your stamp, make everybody know that this is Arsenal's league now. Like, however you want to play, however you want to set up your team, this is just your year. Somehow there is a possibility, as in there is a world where Arsenal may not actually be lifting the Premier League title by the end of the season. It is actually a possibility in the next 5-6 games going towards the end of the season. What is your what are your thoughts? What is your own opinion? What is
so the way I see Arsenal is I see it in two ways. First off, I definitely agree with you. I do think it's a mentality issue. Like, and I feel like because they waited for so long, like it's 20 something years now. Like,
22,
yes,
22 years now?
whenever they now get into that position where it's looking like they're going to win it, the pressure is now starting to mount on them. You
But
can see,
pressure is a privilege.
but wait,
That's
but
why I
wait.
read on Twitter yesterday. Pressure is a privilege.
You can see it in the way their players play. You can see it in the way their coach acts. And one of the things I hate the most about Arsenal is I could see through the antics. I could see through the. If you remember in previous episodes, I said if a team like actually comes out to say we're going to attack, we're going to play beautiful football, Like they will score goals against Arsenal. All you just need to do is be defensive, like good. Because Arsenal, like even for the match against City, I did not expect them to press that fast, that quick. They were
Yeah,
pressing
press that
too
high.
high. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how Havertz got his goal against Donnarumma. That's how they got some space. But I mean, it's City. City, when they're in possession, they're a joy to behold. They always find a way out of pressure. They pressed, and I didn't even expect that. So you can just look at it as the mentality, first off. Think about the past. They were leading the league comfortably at one point, very comfortably at one point. Now the pressure and the mentality is on them. They've dropped points. City have one game in hand this Tuesday, and if City win that game, City go above. We didn't have to come to this point this season, bro.
He didn't have to, bro.
We
Like, he
didn't have
didn't
to.
have to
Yeah,
get there.
yeah.
Like, I'm happy he's there. I'm very happy.
Of
Let
course,
it all work out. Bro, he didn't have to get there.
yeah.
You were 9 points ahead. 9 points.
And
Bro, we've
my
seen
biggest
things
problem,
like when they've been 9 points, we've seen them like lock off Chelsea, United. Like, when you are ahead, I think the only time that's gone down to the wire, like wire, was that City's first ever title
yeah.
against United. Like, you can see, okay, United dropped off there, City dropped, like those type of things. But most times teams are locked in, and it doesn't change.
No, like you could see it. And my biggest problem with Arsenal is their fans. If you remember this season, everybody was saying quadruple. Quadruple? Do you know how greedy it is to win a quadruple in UK, like in the Premier League? You win the Premier League, you win the Champions League, you win Carabao Cup, and you win FA Cup. Like they were saying it, and it was so bizarre to me. It sounded so bizarre to me. And then over these past weeks that we've not even recorded an episode, they're literally in just two trophies. They can only win two trophies this season. And even those two trophies are hotly debated. In the Champions League, they're going to play either Bayern or PSG.
You know, they are playing Atletico
And they
Madrid.
still, yeah, they still have Atletico right now. Atletico is a great team. It's a great team.
Yeah.
Shaky shaky sometimes. They lost the Copa del Rey final, but they're a great team against big teams. So like, are they actually going to win the Champions League? And then now they have Man City also breathing on their neck down in the Premier League. So I mean, if they bottle it, we as Chelsea fans will enjoy that.
A lot of, don't even worry about Chelsea. Football fans in general will enjoy that.
I
This
also
is football
enjoy
fans.
Tottenham if they get relegated. That'd be
Ah,
that'd be fun. So I mean, we just have to see. We Arsenal. That's the thing. We just have to wait until the last game of the season to see how their season actually ends.
okay. Now, before we move on to City, we still have a lot to say about Arsenal. It's more so, I have to ask, right? I have to ask, who would we have to blame for this? Like, are we going to blame Mateta? Because let me not lie, I don't think he coached entirely bad yesterday. I don't even, even me saying bad is just, yeah, there could have been things he could have done better. There could have been changes that he could have made earlier and better. Like taking off Easy yesterday was not necessary. And bringing, I know I don't rate Glock 9, but bringing him, at the 85th minute is genuinely too late. If you wanted to go with Havertz and Glock 9, do that early. If you wanted to bring, like, I feel like, I don't know about Gabriel Jesus' fitness, but he's a type of, I think he's their best striker. That's my opinion. I think Gabriel Jesus is their best striker in terms of like footballing ability, in terms of his ability to create for his teammates as well. I genuinely think Havertz, Glock 9, Yoikores, and Gabriel Jesus. I'm taking Gabriel Jesus. Now, Odegaard just came back from injury. He's not fully fit. Why is he playing 90 minutes? Why are you bringing Eze off? Why have you decided to start four centre backs? Mosquera was having a struggle
It just
against Doku. Like Doku was having a field day. Those type of things. But I don't still think he coached a bad game. Like, oh, Ateta did not plan for this game yesterday. I don't think he did. But at some point, we need to figure out what and who, what is the main issue? Who are we blaming for this? Some things, like, it's all over the place. You can insult them for, oh, why do you still have Gabriel Martinelli in your team? Why would you go and purchased Noni Madueke to be a backup to Bukayo Saka. Do you go, those type of things? You could have done some better business. Yes. However, you were still on top of the table. Like, bad business, not bad business, you have been leading the league for the entirety of the season. I think City only led for 1 week. I don't remember what I heard from this pundits, but I think City only led for 1 or 2 weeks. The rest has been Arsenal on table, first on table. So whether you did bad business, whether you didn't do bad business, you have put yourself in a situation where everybody is basically concluding that you are going to win the league. So, what is it? Quality of the players? Is it the players don't have the mental capacity to get over this hurdle? Like, oh, we've never been here before, and we don't know how. Is it Ateta? Is it the sporting directors? Like, what is Arsenal's main? What is it? What is their main issue?
So I believe the main issue with Arsenal to me is the style of play. Is the
Mm,
style of play. So Arsenal, obviously, physical players, tall players, strong players. The set piece plan at the start of the season, brilliant, brilliant. That's how Premier League champions win it. They take a flaw and they use it throughout the season.
yeah.
But their style of play, especially because they have to use four centre backs, to me, like because Arsenal they want to have possession as much as possible. They want to keep it moving. They'll keep it moving. They always have two CAMs in the middle. Whether is um
Zubimendi, Declan
Mendy
Rice.
or Declan Rice or Odegaard or sometimes Michael Merino. They always want to have somebody that is good to like keep the ball moving, can make those runs into the box and all that. But because they're using four centre backs, like four traditionally centre backs, and that's why sometimes when Timber is playing, when Timber is a great player, I think Timber is a great player. When Ben White is playing, like they want to have people that can move the ball from the back, not
Mm-hmm.
just through the middle,
Mm-hmm.
from the back on the sides, like their fullbacks. They want to have great fullbacks, and sometimes, especially because you want people overlapping and underlapping Saka, so that he can either cut in or do something. Those are why you get left-footed wingers on that side, like Madueke too. But like their decision to sign Gyökeres to me was funny, and I said it in the previous episode. I don't understand why they're signing him. Like if Arsenal got somebody like Victor Osimhen, oh bro, they'd be winning the league, bro. And one of the things I always think is funny about Arsenal is I'm so happy they did not get Mukalo Mudrik, bro. Because when you look at Gabrielli and you look at Trossard, bro, those options are very funny.
Well, I guess it's a mix of both or a little bit of everything. Bad business, Ateta's in-game decisions sometimes, setup, pragmatic play, just a lot of things. But again, it's not over until it's over. I think everyone saw Declan Rice, the clip where it was like, it's not done, it's not done. So it's not over until it's over. It's not over. Do you have a glimpse of hope for them? Do you think they end up winning it? Because if City have 6 games, I think Arsenal have 5. But I think City's fixtures are somewhat harder than Arsenal. So is there a glimmer of hope? Is there hope there? And Arsenal actually end up winning the title.
I mean, in my opinion, up until like that episode where we said that Omo is looking like they're actually going to win the league,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was, I was like 90% sure they were not going to win the league, bro. I
You're
was
nice.
90, bro. I was so sure they were not going to win the league because this is,
Okay.
bro, fourth season in a row, bro. This is looking like it's going to be the fourth season in a row, bro.
Where they are second again.
But they are second again, bro. So I
And
was,
Patrice Evra's statements. There are two philosophical statements about Arsenal. Patrice Evra said supporting Arsenal is like watching
In
Netflix. You
Netflix,
always
yeah,
have to wait for the next season.
bro.
And there's another guy that said, why argue with an Arsenal fan when you
You
can
can
just
just
wait?
wait. Oh my, oh, bro,
Bro. They are literally
yeah,
making those statements come to life. They are
yeah,
actually making it true. They are making it a factual statement. So I know, but do you think Ateta puts on the lights? Does he still keep the lights going, the bulb? The reference that he makes. Is there still fire in the tank for Arsenal to actually win this league?
yeah. So like for me, it's gone 90%. They're not going to win the league. 75%, they're not going to win the league. Now it's back in the middle. It's like 80, 85% sure they're not going to
Nah,
win.
they're not going to win the league.
They're not
Okay,
going to win the
fair
league.
enough. I actually do not know. I feel like knowing City,
It's going to be
we've seen them this run before, man. We've
yeah.
seen them in these runs before. End of the season, City is a different beast, and they don't lose. They actually don't lose. The season where they looked like they were going to lose against Liverpool when they were playing Aston Villa
Aston
at the
Villa.
Etihad.
Oh,
Aston Villa was leading
2
2-0.
0. Yeah, yeah.
And Pep brought in Gondohan, KDB, I think Sterling. I didn't even know what happened. Everything just be like film.
Bro. Aston Villa,
It
they don't
was
deserve all
just
we know.
funny, and they just won. So let's see, let's see. Now let's move on to Manchester City. Let's move on to you know, we cannot just talk about Arsenal. We have to talk about their rivals as well.
Mhm.
City, they lost against Madrid. They're out of Champions League. They've won the Carabao Cup against Arsenal, which I said was going to determine how the entirety of the season will look like. They are still in the FA Cup. They are in the semi-finals of the FA Cup. I think. I think knowing with all the teams that are present there, I believe City actually get runs away with it. So, and they are still in the Premier League title race. Big kudos to Pep yesterday in terms of his setup. He didn't really tweak anything as much from what he did against them in the Carabao Cup
Uh,
final. That same four-man press, um, Semenyo, Doku, left and right, Ryan Sheki, behind just to create Haaland always, two-man midfield, Rodri and Bernardo Silva, Nico O'Reilly coming in. Sometimes inverted fullback, sometimes on the flanks to let Doku, get that space
right.
and then goes into the box. I think that's how they got that goal. All right, like Doku is able to draw, a man or two towards him, which gives O'Reilly that space in behind. So Pep setup was good, but again, let's take it from player and then the entire team. How impressed were you with Ryan Sheki yesterday? I'm good. I hope we can insert the clip, guys. Dami was like, Ryan Sheki will not succeed under Pep. I
Yeah.
don't think Ryan Sheki succeeds under Pep. Ryan
So
Sheki is succeeding.
yeah,
14
yeah,
goals, 10 assists. In his first City season,
yeah.
24 dish lashy. Impressive goal yesterday. Impressive. It's
Very.
reminded. I swear to God, when he
You're
was
about to say one
running
player's name, and I
when he
know it.
was running at Gabriel, it reminded me of Hazard.
Hazard.
It
Exactly.
reminded me of Eden Hazard yesterday. It's like I felt something in my soul. You know what I'm saying? I felt it in my bone marrow.
Yeah.
And, took on, I think it was two players, put Gabriel on his knees,
Yeah.
slotted it into the bottom corner against Raya. Talent, eh?
Yeah. So I'll go back to that my comment. I've been waiting to talk about this. I did not expect Pep to build the system like this around Ryan Cherky, to be honest. Like
Mm.
yesterday, if you watch the match, you see Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva was in DM positions at times, bro.
Yes, yes.
That gave
Always.
Ryan Cherky the opportunity to be free on that right wing, bro. On that right center mid, bro. He was doing whatever he wanted. I don't expect Pep to be this free with his formations and with his positions because like Pep is somebody that he likes the patterns. He likes those you pass, you move, you pass. Like he likes those patterns very much. And Ryan Cheki is not like I totally agree with what you said on him reminding you of Hazard. I've been saying it since. Like I cannot understand why the Chelsea board did not sign him, bro. Chelsea would have loved to see somebody like Ryan Cherki in our squad, but I mean that's a story for another day. City got him, and that's one of the things I said when that transfer happened. But I genuinely did not expect Pep to give him that much freedom, bro. Like you can see the way he's playing. Sometimes he went into like see him, Ryan Cherki himself went into like CDM positions. Like he could bring the ball out. And those other people on the right wing too. They were really helping him out. Nunez too, with his running, with his tracking back. Like I really did not expect Pep to do this, but I mean, it's something Pep has done, and I mean, they've been scoring goals. He has been scoring. He has the second highest assists in the league, other than Bruno Fernandes. He's flourishing. He's having a great season. I'm happy for him.
He is indeed flourishing, and he's going to be, vital in their challenge for this title race.
Yeah,
Now moving on to Pep. I think again we mentioned Pep being in this situation one too many times. He's won for four Premier Leagues in a row, and sometimes some of these, Premier Leagues have been to the depths, like to the wire, in
yeah.
terms of they've gone head to head against Liverpool a couple times, and you can test the chain, man. The chain is not fake. It is not fake at all. He knows what it takes to be in this situation countless times again and again. He understands how to get the best from his team in these situations. He understands how to set them up. He's always like it might take him a long time where he's still keeping the team afloat, but once he just finds that click, it's over, man. Because I think Liverpool fans can attest to this. Like, it is hard. It is genuinely so hard to play against, like, or to be in a title race with them and you win. Like, you actually come out alive. If it somehow happens that Arsenal does it, big kudos to them. Because
Because yeah,
once Pep is, like you mentioned, breathing down your neck, bruh, it's hard. It's very difficult, man. If he gets to a situation where he's already on top, you are fine. But sometimes it's been actually down to the very end. Like Pep and Klopp, we watched it a lot. Now Pep and Ateta. But these situations, it doesn't even like, and they have those experienced players as well. You have Bernardo Silva, you have Rodri. I know Ruben Diaz is injured right now, but he's been in that situation before. Haaland
some people
has been
yes, exactly. People don't even say it. Haaland has so many years of experience, and he's like 20,
not,
23.
not even about the so many years of experience. It's more so like because he's been in that situation with City as well. Like in his first season,
Yeah, yeah.
they won the league, but it was down to the wire. Yeah, and then last season was actually bad for everybody. City was piss poor, but he understands that situation. And people like Semenyo would have told, sorry, people like Bernardo Silva, Rodri would have spoken to the lads and like, hey guys, this is what it takes to be a City player. This is how crunch time looks like for us. Maybe this is how we're going to train. This is how we're going to support each other on the pitch. But you can see it in their games. You can see it in their style of play. You can see there's a tenacity, there's a swagger, there's pride. Like, who are you? We are going to beat
Yeah.
you. Like, I didn't against Chelsea. Yeah, obviously Chelsea is not good, but right now, but you can see that they were not even phased. Like, we're going to get our win. And again, Sheki was impressive in that game. Arsenal yesterday, you could see it. Look at Nico, right? Look at what that brother was on some next level type of
Yeah,
shit, man. Look at Doku taking on Mosquera. Everything that's his style of game, but every single time he was running at Mosquera, Rodri, Bernardo Silva, and Haaland. I know handball, but Bernardo Silva was winning a foot race against and Havertz. He was winning a foot race against
yeah,
Havertz yesterday.
yeah,
Like you can see that these guys, there's a different tenacity. They've gone up a little bit, like a nudge, and that is just what it takes to play against Pep's Manchester City, man.
yeah,
And if anybody that knows this would just genuinely just say that it's City's league now. It's in it, before we were saying it is Arsenal's league to lose. Right now, it is genuinely becoming City's
yeah,
league to lose, man. And
yeah.
they normally do not lose.
One thing I'll say about City is that at the start of the season, one thing Pep always does is that he experiments. He experiments with a lot of tactics. He
Yeah, yeah,
experiments
yeah. He
with press
does.
structures. He tries to figure out his team, the team he has for that season. One person you have loved seeing play, like you said, is Nico O'Reilly, bro. That inside channel position, bro. That boy has caused so much harm, bro. That's how he scored against Chelsea in the previous match. That inside channel position with just somebody out there on the wing holding the wing back. And then what I love about City's like the way they are playing right now, is Ryan Cherky in for Foden. If you remember in the previous episode, I said Foden is on my frauds list. Everybody was saying, why? I mean, he's a PFA player of the year. But Foden doesn't really do too much. It's too special to me. And I think he's going to go with the England squad to the World Cup, but I don't really see him as the main starter. But I mean, we'll see. We'll see when that actually happens. And
Definitely.
the experiment, and even in the Carabao Cup final against City, that was when Pep got his press against them. That four, like you said, that
Yeah,
four
that
attackers,
four
yeah.
man press.
And Arsenal, like, credit to them, like we said, they did play well. They tried, they put in effort, but it wasn't like Madueke did not offer so much threat. Eze was decent for a while, but I saw him giving up a couple balls that almost led to goals. Um, Martinelli, those ones they didn't really do anything. So I mean, when you now think about what Pep's wingers did in Doku and who else was on that wing, even when they brought in Savinho, was causing so much havoc to Arsenal, bro.
I agree. I agree. And let's see how it goes. Now we've given our analysis, we've given our predictions. We'll continue discussing about each game week, but let's see how it goes. It was a big effort from City yesterday, big push, and there are 3 points within the top spots. Now let's move on to other games in the league. We had Manchester United versus Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. Manchester United 1-0 win. I didn't watch the match as much as I would have loved to. But to be honest, I don't even be watching Chelsea's match as much right now. It's disappointing. But another assist for Bruno Fernandes. I think I think it has 3 or 4 more assists to break the record. I don't know how much assists he has right now, but I know it was close. It's close, and definitely if he's putting the balls in, definitely somebody like Sesko, Cunha, Umbuemo, Ahmad, those guys will be at the end, and he should be able to break that by the end of the season with the amount of games we have left. But that's not. We'll talk about Bruno another day. Yes, United 1-0 win. It was not so much of a great game. Like both teams, I know you like everyone can attest to the fact that there's been drop off from Chelsea and United over the past couple of years.
Yeah,
So the game has not been what we were used to back in the day. However, it's more so Chelsea. I think this is 4 games in a row now where they've lost. I think it's four
without
in a row
scoring a
now,
goal.
and without scoring any goal in those
Unfortunately.
matches. I genuinely don't know. I don't know what to say about Chelsea. I don't want to talk about Chelsea, to be honest. Like from management, sporting directors to owners to Liam Reservoir to Ganacho, Pedro Neto. What do you want as a fan to be watching Ganacho and Pedro Neto on your flanks? Like you sit down there and Ganacho is running with the ball, is falling down. Nobody touched him. They make the breeze is heavy. Is that what caused Ganacho to fall down? Pedro Neto, lack of IQ, can't think, inability to do anything. I don't know. I don't even know where to start from. Like you don't have defenders. Maresca asked for defenders. They said no. You decided to you had like poor building, poor squad building, poor squad depth, poor management, poor manager, poor players. Everything about the club is just bad right now.
yeah, this is the cycle of being a Chelsea fan. I've understood it a long time
No,
ago.
from the new owners. Calm down. Don't say
No,
this
not even
exactly.
from the new owners. I beg.
Not from back
Wasn't
in the
there a
deal.
time?
Not from back in the deal.
Wasn't there a time when we were 12th in the league? Like I know, bro. This is Chelsea. Sometimes we reach a
That
peak.
is an anomaly. Oh.
Oh,
Anomaly.
wait,
It's
wait.
more.
Sometimes we reach a peak. Like look at it, Club World Cup this summer. Nobody else, people did not expect us to win that conference league. And when Betis scored the first goal, I will never forget. Everybody thought we had lost until we came from back and won the conference league. People did not expect us to win that. Um, there were people thought Anthony was going to do some crazy stuff or not. I really did not understand. And we've progressed from that to the season. Obviously, Maresca had a couple losses. I'll never understand why people wanted him out at that point. It was obvious that he was like one centre back, one experienced centre back, and one experienced striker away from like competing on all fronts. And these Chelsea owners, I don't know what happened between them. They fired him, and they employed Liam Rosenio, he was doing good enough at Strasbourg. And like I was telling you before we started this episode, we started with a 2-2 unwise 2-2-4-3 formation when he first came. If you remember, we had two centre backs, we had two DMs, and then our wing backs were going up. And if you look at his first set of results, he actually won a couple matches in a row. So him coming from that, and I know obviously we've had a couple more injuries, and we've had this one, we've had that one, we've had controversy around the club, Enzo Fernandez and Cucurella. It's Chelsea. It's Chelsea at this point. Chelsea is a chaos club, bro. And then in the next 5 years, they will win one or two. Maybe they'll win one or two trophies. Maybe they will not. Only God knows. And yeah, it's Chelsea, bro. It's Chelsea at this point. You can't gauge with them. They don't do this squad planning that they did. I don't think it's going to win them a title, a Premier League title. We can battle for maybe like a Carabao Cup or a FA Cup. I mean, we're still in the FA Cup right now. But
Semi-finals against Leeds.
yeah, so I mean, against Leeds are doing absolutely great right now. I watched that match against United. They balled on United at their home in Old Trafford. They balled on them, bro. They actually played possessive football. They were passing the ball, they were moving, and that's how they won the match. So only God knows whether we're ever going to progress in that one. It's just Chelsea, bro. Like
Ah,
this season is dead. Forget
that
about
means I've lost all hope,
it.
guys.
I'm done. And
Okay.
then Bayern, keep an eye out for Bayern. That's my team now. Bayern, bro.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. We're both Bayern fans, guys. Yeah, up Bayern, up Allianz Arena, up Company, up Musiala. But wait, yeah. With Chelsea, yeah. Do you think the owners should step down from running the club? Do you think, or should they hire new sporting directors? So, Paul Winstanley and Stuart, what's his name?
Good.
Uh, Stuart, I know it's Stuart.
Yes,
Like,
that's
should those,
good. Yeah.
yeah, should those guys step down, or should they fire Rosenau? Like, should Rosenau not be going to be Chelsea to the next season? Because definitely this thing has trickled down. I know that some players are terrible. Like again, I've mentioned Ganacho, I've mentioned Pedro Neto being a part of the squad. Chelsea should not that level of quality is disappointing. Like I'm sorry, United fans will tell you that they didn't like they are happy that a club could actually drop money for Ganacho. Pedro Neto, it's not the same progenitor that we watched at Wolves. That player was causing a lot of problems for big six sides, especially Arsenal, Chelsea, City. Him and Cunha, they were on some next level shit at Wolves. I don't know what changed since he moved to Chelsea, but that's not the same player. And we can also agree that he has been poor. We don't have a stable defense. Like we bought Fofana for almost 70 million. That guy cannot play. He cannot string 6 matches in a row. Rich James injured. I mean, there are players that want to build around. Let's ignore that. But that's been terrible squad building. Now, is coach also a problem? We've compared to Maresca. he doesn't have that much credibility. He got hired, and I know you mentioned a couple games into the season he was actually playing well. He was getting some wins. I mean, one of my best games I watched was against Aston Villa, 4-1 win.
Yeah,
João Pedro's first hat trick for Chelsea. So there were some games where you had like
even the
you
Chelsea
had to.
game from back, coming from 1-0 in their
Yeah,
own.
chasing Napoli. Yeah, yeah, that was also a good game.
Yeah,
I was impressed, but it's like he just took a turn, and it's not the same energy. It's not the same morale that those guys had when he came in. I don't know what has gone on in the dressing room. I don't know what has gone on behind the scenes, but that's not the same group of players that I have right now. And then we're getting the owners just giving like rubbish press conference statements. Oh, the model was designed to look like this, but we understand that we're not doing this. A result, like, what are you saying? And you can see Chelsea fans and Strasbourg fans coming together as one to protest against Blue Co out. So I'm guessing, honestly, yeah, I think it's a trickle down effect, and the owners should either step down or make things better, because if this continues, Chelsea is going to plummet, tank badly.
what I'll say about the ownership is that when you look at the best clubs with the best ownerships, there are two clubs, Madrid and Barca. What do those two clubs do? How is their ownership structured? They are they're a corporation of people. Madrid, I think, is I don't know how many numbers they have, but it's like 1,000 or 10,000 people with one president. Same thing with Barca. They have to elect their president. That's
Yeah.
why we've seen Florentino up for election. We've seen Laporta up for election. Those are the best two run teams in the world. We need to employ that kind of system in the Premier League. Rich people shouldn't just be able to buy a Premier League club. I don't like, and I mean, coming from somebody that watched Roman Abramovich do it, but I just feel like times have changed where you need corporations to buy Premier League. Because
Yeah.
first off, you want to come when you're buying a Premier League club, you want to have at least like 2 to 3 million to buy a Premier League club.
Hmm.
Whether it's a small club or I mean, obviously, whether when it's a small club like United, we see United have been going through a sale. We saw Chelsea went through a sale, or whether it's like a smaller club like Newcastle, or we've seen other clubs like even Nottingham Forest owner has gotten popular. We even I mean Wrexham owners now billionaires. I don't like that kind of model anymore. I just feel like when one person has so much power to be doing whatever, and I know in Chelsea is like four people: Todd Bowley, Begali, Lawrence Stewart, the two sporting directors. Is those four that really
Yeah.
had power to do what, and I just think it's not working right now. I always wondered, why do we have two sporting directors? Most clubs have one. Why do we have two sporting directors?
You have to, and look at the state of our club, bro. We
Yeah,
have
like
to.
it makes no sense to me because those sporting directors, they want to have a hand in their team. Like some sporting directors will say this player is great for us. Some will say this player is great for us. I always questioned why we got Garnacho. I did not understand the signing. I did not understand the signing. Like even Gittins, I was like, Gittins, why are we getting Gittins from Dortmund, bro? For that amount, bro, we could have
I
gotten
hear you. I
gotten
totally understand.
players. Like this season, this was the season City signed Cherky, bro. Cherky was up for sale. This is the season that Ross is on the left wing. So many players got on sale, bro. We could have gotten so many better options
Yeah.
with Gittins and Garnacho, bro. And I've always said it. Chelsea need one experienced centre back. We've had Thiago Silva. We need one experienced centre back. Somebody that plays every game in, game out. 38 games.
Mhm.
We've always had that kind of player. Gary Cahill, John Terry. We've always had that kind of player. We don't have that right now. Levi
I
Colwill
agree.
is out. Fofana, I always say Fofana is on my fraud list. I can't wait for when he decides to go to Wolfsburg or wherever I said he wants to go. Because Chelsea need one standard centre back guy to play all 38 games. Even Aspilicueta did it one season. Like, bro, we need to have that kind of strong presence at the back.
I agree. I agree. And it just shows what, like, if you look at like other clubs like Arsenal, City, Mad, like, it just shows what proper squad building can do for you as a team. And Chelsea don't have that right now. But season is done and dusted. I don't think Chelsea make it to the Champions League at all. I think they end up in the Europa League, and if care is not taking, might end up in the Conference League, or even just not make it to any of that at all.
But
Because
correct.
there's no difference between sixth position and then ninth position on the Premier League table, or 10th position on the Premier League table. But overall, it has been disappointing. That it's so disappointing that you cannot even talk about their games. It's more so like internal issues. Like, I can't say, oh, they did well here and they could have done better. Like,
I
it's
mean,
just bad. They've
again,
lost back to back games, man.
in this match against Man U, Man U did not ball. Oh. They
You
had,
know, I agree. I think I didn't watch the match enough, but the things
yeah,
I watched, I think Chelsea did control them, especially in the first half. I think Chelsea controlled better. United, I won't say lucky, but they got the goal. They got
they
the goal
no
early.
United were actually lucky, bro, because we hit the bar 3 times, bro.
That is in second half. That's second half, I
No, in the
believe.
entire match in general, we hit the bar three
Oh,
times. Like, so they were actually kind of lucky that we were just not scoring, bro. To be honest, we had more
and then
shots
some
on
chances
target,
did.
had more shots in total. We kind of had more possession. Like United had one shot on target, and that was the goal, and that was it, bro. And that was when we had one player out because he was injured, who was Fofana. So we had 10 men on the pitch. So I mean, it's a very hard game. I mean, I talked to my Man U friends. I just told them there's nothing I can say. Enjoy the win. We'll see again next season. But bro, yeah, it was. I mean, that was the highlight of the match to me. United scored a goal when we were 10 men on the pitch. One man was out, and that was it. They didn't really do anything throughout the rest of the match. So, and us, we hit the bar 3 times and we didn't win. So, I mean, it's a Chelsea issue, but that's
Right.
Chelsea.
And then speaking of United, I think they've gotten their joy back, regardless of how it's been. They've had a lot of good games. City,
Yeah.
Arsenal. They did. I know they did drop points against Leeds. They could have done better. They also got the record. They could have done better in some spots of the game. But and they did try. They did try to get some goals, especially towards the end. Like, going second half from like 70th minutes, they were on top of it, but it was little too late because first half they dropped so bad that Leeds were able to get 2 goals. Speaking of United though, they definitely would be I believe they would be ending up in Champions League spots for next season, and they should be going to Champions League. I just want to say it's more so, should they stick with Michael Carrick, like, going to next? Like, is that the main man now, and they shouldn't keep their options open? Like, Michael Carrick has shown that what he can do, and should he be the main man going to next season for them, or should there be a change? Is my own question.
I think
Mostly because I don't know. I don't know if they should change or they should keep. That's my own question for United.
I
Like,
think as the owner of United, what you want to be thinking about, you want to watch the next couple of matches for him. He has maybe 5, 6, 7 matches left for the season to end.
yeah,
Then you can now talk about the contract extension. He has gotten United to the Champions League. Great feat. They were not in. I don't think they were in Champions League positions when he was hired.
no, no, no.
Yes, I don't think they were there, but he has done it. He has gotten them to third position where they are looking very comfortable, obviously. Um, but the question is, did you want to see Michael Carrick? Is Michael Carrick a Champions League level coach? And
That's a good
obviously,
question.
obviously, the Champions League has gotten bigger over the last couple of years. We're seeing more teams in the Champions League. We have a league format in the Champions League now.
That's true.
So a league format, you're going to meet a lot of opponents, like 12 different opponents, I think, before you now even get into the cup phase. So I think, as you know, you want to watch his matches, this next couple of matches.
Yeah,
So I can gauge whether he's actually a Champions League ready level coach. If not, you can just part ways, thank him, and say it's over. Can get a better coach, even though I don't know I've always said it that United, they need a certain type of coach. It's just like Real Madrid. They need somebody that can help them like do those 1-2 counter attacking passes. They need to be direct. And that's where they actually excel at being direct and over the years, that's what they've always excelled at, being direct and going to go score. So is who can they bring? Who can they bring in? They need to
Yeah,
look at.
that's the difficult side.
Yeah,
And the reason why I asked this for not even Champions League level is more so they play one game a week right now, and that's where
yeah,
Amor has left them. Now,
mhm.
if you bring the Champions League, Premier League, Carabao Cup, FA Cup going into next season, that's where you have to start asking Michael Craig questions. Will you be able to succeed? Will you be able to handle all of these games? Will you be able to manage all this type of situations? Because playing one game a week this season is all you have to focus on is just that one game. If you go into deeper rounds in Carabao Cup, FA Cup, definitely you have to do certain things different, how to manage, how to set up. That's what me I'm wondering. And like you mentioned, there's no coach out there for anybody to just hire like that and be like, oh come, let's let's hire you at Manchester United. Especially everybody knows the caliber or level Manchester United should be playing at. So that's my question. And again, it can work either ways. They have enough time to assess the rest of the season and see if they want to keep him long term or, like you said, thank him and then part ways going into the future.
No, yeah,
Or
because
that's my
that's
thought, sure.
yeah, that's definitely something that, like you said, has been important. They've been playing one game every week, bro. I
Yeah.
remember when Chelsea were in that situation too. That was when Antonio Conte won the
Yes.
league with Chelsea. So, like, bro,
Yes.
they can enjoy it right now. They will definitely need to do some squad building over the summer. They
Yeah.
need
For some
they need
people
a
too.
couple
Yeah.
more players. Yeah, they need a couple more players. They need to send a couple players packing if they want to maintain it, which is what Chelsea should have done over the Club World Cup. But um,
You
yeah,
got.
all they can do is wait and watch, see how the season ends, gauge, assess who are the signings we need because they are at the pivotal point right now. They are third, they want third in the league. Obviously, they're going to the Champions League. They're going to have four competitions where they are competing in next season. So they want to
Yeah.
strengthen. They really want to strengthen themselves.
Yeah.
And hopefully,
Agreed. Agreed. And now, definitely you have two more things to talk about. I mean, the weekend matches were very. This weekend round was very good. Aston Villa's game was very very good. Liverpool came back from was
Everton.
it? Did they lead? Not actually, they were leading. It was 1-0, 1-0. Liverpool was actually leading. Sorry, I thought
Yeah,
Everton scored first. Liverpool 1-1, maybe 2-1. But definitely going to touch base on Liverpool, but. We have to quickly speak about Spurs, and then we'll come back to Liverpool and Aston Villa on top of the table. We have to talk about the relegation battle going on right now. And right now, Crystal Palace and West Ham are playing. And if West Ham wins today, statistically, Wolves is done. But also, mathematically, statistically, Wolves is done. But
absolutely. Yeah,
we mentioned this a long time ago that Wolves is most likely done. But we have Spurs. I don't know which team is. Oh, Burnley.
Burnley,
Spurs,
Burnley.
Burnley,
Yeah.
West Ham, Nottingham Forest, Leeds United. And Spurs have parted ways with Igor Tudor. I know how you were complaining about that guy when they got him. They've gotten De Zerbi. Zerbi, I think his work speaks for himself. Like De Zerbi is a good manager, a great manager, um, tactical genius. We saw it at Brighton. We saw some of the players he was able to bring up and the moves that they have made. McAllister,
I said,
Estupinian that year. I think that he went to Italy. I think AC Milan, Inter. I don't know where Estupinian went to.
yeah,
Mitoma. We saw
AC Milan.
his
They went to
when
AC Milan.
yeah, we saw how he brought in Mitoma, integrated him to the Premier League. I know he has not had his best form of recent, but we know what Mitoma was doing when he first joined the scene. Caicedo, so we know what he's been capable of. He went to France, he gave PSG a run for their money. I know PSG did not let it slip, but Marseille was actually playing very good. And we saw some games in the Champions League. We also saw how he improved Greenwood's game as a player. So the Zerbi is good. And now he's at Spurs. I think from the sporting directors, from management, whoever it might be, a little too late. A little too late to bring De Zerbi. Now they are panicking. They are 18th position on Premier League table. That means they are in the relegation spot for sure. Since Zerbi joined, they have played 2 games. He lost the first one against Sunderland, I think 1-0, and he drew against Brighton on Saturday. They
Yeah.
were actually in the lead, and somehow they let it slip 2-2. Like I mean, this is it. This is it.
Yeah.
But do you think Zerbi pulls them through? Because, bro, Spurs, I don't think they've been in this situation before. I've been in this situation in a long time. I don't know about I can't go as far back as the 1990s, their history. But since we've been watching Premier League, like since we were able to understand what football was, watch the Premier League, I don't think we've ever seen Spurs as, a relegation battle team. I think the first time we ever saw it was last season. Yeah, last season
Yeah.
when United Spurs were kind of struggling, but they were not 18th, 19th. And Postecoglou, he survived. He got them to
You
remain in
want
the Premier League. I think they won, yeah, and he won the European League, the Europa League against Manchester United. But being 18th, I don't think even Spurs fans they are not used to this. They don't like nobody knows what is going on. And do you think Deserbi can pull through? Do you genuinely think he can pull through?
I think Deserve can pull through. I think he can he can win a couple matches. Um, Obviously we know Nottingham Forest is still there. West Ham is still up there. I mean, those clubs too. They've been trying to win their matches too, but I just feel like Deserbi, like when there's a structure in the team, obviously, and you people don't understand the situation though. Tottenham are out of a lot of their starting players, a lot of their regular players.
It doesn't tell
Out.
you. People keep saying Tottenham are out of their
But wait,
starting players, regular players, but the level of players or caliber of players that they have right now, despite the fact that you have Kulisevsky, Madison, I get it, Kudus, I get it, but you should understand what it means to play for this club. You should never, ever be in a situation where you are 18th on the Premier League table. You cannot make it make sense to me. Like, yes, I know we have some of our players injured, but sometimes you got to understand the badge you are playing for. Tottenham is not a relegation battle team. They've never been. They should never be. So, like,
bro, that's just
it's not me. I disagree. I disagree with like, oh yes, because we have so many people injured, we can let it slip like that and be in this situation we are in right now.
oh, I'm not saying because they have so many people injured they can let it sleep. Because they've had so many injuries, they've had to play a lot of their youngins, like their youngsters. They've had to play people that are like 16, 17, 18, 19, bro. People that have never played in the Premier League before. People that used to get cameo appearances. And I mean, obviously, with them, Thomas Frank, when we started this season, everybody expected Thomas Frank to be up there. You'll be playing football manager like this. Thomas Frank is fighting for first, second position with Tottenham, bro. So like everybody, I feel like everybody expected him to be maybe not even fighting for first or second, but like everybody expected him to be up there.
Yeah,
He kind of disappointed a bit. Obviously, that was when their injury crisis started too. But they made a more stupid decision. We hired Igo Tudor, like I said, when he first joined the club. And their squad building, obviously with their squad building, their youngsters and everything, hasn't been too good, bro.
yeah.
We've known Tottenham in their prime were Gareth Bale, Luka Modric, bro. But
Harry Kane.
yeah, Harry Kane, we've seen the club go down, 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 and keep on going down. That's the problem for me. I feel like the biggest problem with how your season like how your season is determined in football right now, top football right now, is injuries, bro.
Mm,
If your key players get injuries, if you have people that are inexperienced, you are having to use inexperienced players to play. It's looking like more the time like you're going to be losing a lot of matches. And that's why I understand one of the things I said in previous episodes was Mariska needs to be playing Achapong more. He needs to be playing Ato more. But I kind of understand it sometimes because these players they have one or two mistakes in them. Obviously because they are young. Look at when Spurs and I mean I don't know how their goalkeeper is. Look at when Vicario had an error or something. He brought in their new keeper. That one had a blunder match. They had to sub him off. So
Yeah, in
like,
Champions League.
yeah, people need to, like, football players. They need to understand the scale of what they are doing, bro. They are
Yeah,
playing in the Premier League. They are playing in the Champions League. They are playing in important competitions, bro. These games are fast paced, physical. Like, especially at the Champions League level. People are not just going to say, "Oh, we're going to sit back against you." People want to come and attack you. People want to score goals. That's what I was saying about Arsenal. If teams can become more like that, bro, they'll be able to take Arsenal apart because obviously their defending is good. They might still have the best defending in the league. But when you have a team that is set that, okay, we want to attack you, when they have that mentality, their coach brings that mentality out. We're not going to sit down, we're not going to sit back in this match, we're going to attack. Bro, you can score goals, bro. So for Tottenham, they just have to ride their wave, try to survive this season. They have a couple
bro,
matches.
do you think they survive?
I do.
Nottingham Forest won yesterday. Leeds, they won against Wolves on Saturday. West Ham is playing right now. I don't know it's because of their game, but I don't. Again, we'll find out at the end of the game if they
Yeah.
win or they don't win. Spurs drew. Spurs drew. They dropped 2 points in a row. Like, so they dropped in 2 games in a row, brother.
Deserve just got there. You know he has a system. Wing back, two at the back, wing backs, two CDMs that he's always going to use. Obviously, with training sessions, they need to get up to pace, bro. They need to get up to pace. I see them winning a couple matches. I'll be very surprised if for the remaining of these matches they have more losses than wins
But
because
yes, and it's difficult for him because
yeah,
like he's in a very very tough spot.
he has said
And the other teams that he's going against, they are not dropping, like they've not dropped the ball yet. You get what I'm saying? So
yeah,
Leeds won against United, won 2 games in a row. Zebi did not drop points in those 2 games. West Ham beat Wolves last week. Now they're playing Crystal Palace. If there's any hunger in them, they should be beating. They should beat Crystal Palace again today. I'm not saying they should like definitely is a definite win. Nah, I'm not saying that, but if you're in a relegation battle, it's a do or die affair for you. You're like, oh, I want to stay here. I cannot go back.
yeah.
Bro, Spurs, I'm not
I
seeing
mean,
that hunger from some of their players. I feel like it's not even tactics now. It's more, man, we cannot afford to be relegated. We cannot afford to go down. Do you get what I'm saying?
yeah. I mean,
And yeah,
we said what did I say for Spurs? They have a couple matches. They have a couple matches.
yeah.
Other relegation sides are going to be playing similar type, opponents too. So, and I mean, he has already said he's going to, if they get relegated, he's going to go with them. I think I read
Oh,
an article where he said that. I'm pretty sure I read an article
no,
where
I think he gets paid though and he leaves.
no, I think I read an article where he said by himself that if they get relegated, he'll still stay or something. But I mean, I might be tripping. But
I hope you are tripping because
yeah,
I
if
need
if
I
he
need him
stays,
at the bridge. I,
yeah, he's
I
leaving
want
that
to
way.
plant at the bridge.
Nah, go, nah, nah, bro, no, no, bro, no, bro. I've
Don't
already
want Giuseppe at the bridge.
no. I do not want Deserve at the. Why
Why?
would
Why?
you,
Why don't you want Giuseppe at bridge?
bro? If Chelsea, like, over these past couple of days, I've been seeing somebody has been, I don't know, somebody in one of these sports channels has been thinking what I'm thinking. But if Chelsea wants to get a coach right now, you can't get somebody that is on the same level with Liam Roseno, bro. You can't get somebody that just, and I mean,
You
we
think
said,
Giuseppe is on the same level as Liam?
bro, if what's the difference between what De Zerbi was doing at Marseille and what Rosenior was doing at Strasbourg, bro?
But
Strasbourg,
he's miles ahead of Liam
bro,
Roseno.
bro, that's what I'm
He's
saying. You
better
don't need
than Liam
it's
by
better.
far.
Yeah, no, it's not by far, bro. It's not by far.
It
If
is by
Chelsea
far.
if Chelsea want to get a manager right now, they need a Champions League level manager. You need a
Brother,
senior, bro.
you've not even seen Liam in Champions League, except with Chelsea. I have seen him with Marseille in
Bro,
Champions League. I've seen him go
bro,
against PSG and win.
I told you now. Liam played three against PSG. He won one, he drew one, he lost one. Bro, that's a good distance, oh.
Oh
Against prime PSG,
God.
bro. bro.
There's no
I
way
see.
you
See, bro.
think Zebi is not a better
See,
decision than Liam.
I see Rosanero right here. I see Dezebi right here. We need somebody that is up here, bro. We need somebody that up here, bro. Like we need an Enrique. I don't know why when we were scouting coaches, even under Maresca's time, we talked to Hansi Flick. He said no. We talked to Enrique, PSG's manager right now. We said no. We talked to Nagelsmann. He said no.
No,
Like, bro,
no,
what?
they told us no. We didn't say no. They told
Whatever,
us no. And
whatever,
the reason why they told us no is because they don't agree with the model that these owners have. And like now we're not doing this.
whatever happened, we had the opportunity to sign the best coaches in the world. We had Thomas Tuchel and they fired him. We had the opportunities to have some of the best coaches in the world right now. Those are some of the best names to me,
Yeah.
coaches right now. But we didn't sign him. And we had Maresca, who actually did something. Like this guy actually got us to Champions League football. Actually won 2 trophies. Bro, Club World Cup final was not easy, but we made it look so easy, bro. I will never forget that
We-
match as a Chelsea fan. We beat PSG like they were nothing, bro. We could have scored way more goals in that
Yeah.
match. And
Yeah, I agree.
PSG had their best match just before the competition started. Their best match ever. A 5-0 win against Inter in the Champions League final. That's how we embarrassed them, bro. All you needed to do was just support that guy. Give him whatever he wants, bro. But
I agree. I agree.
the signings they made fucked us up.
I agree. But we're on Zebia and you think you don't want Zebia at the bridge.
No, bro. Deserve
Okay,
it.
guys. Let us know. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Are you going to take Roberto De Zerbi at Stamford Bridge? Are you going to take him over Liam Zenon? Do you think he can be a good coach for Chelsea? Please let us know your thoughts in the comments. But yeah, we finished on Spurs. Now I'm going to go back to the top of the table with Liverpool and Aston Villa. Aston Villa had a very interesting game against Sunderland. They were in the lead. I think they were in the lead 3-1, I believe. Oli Watkins had a brace. Morgan Rangers had one. It was 3-1. Dejan Sancho lost the ball twice, back to back, for Sunderland's second goal and their third goal, and it was 3-3. And bear in mind that this 3-3 was okay, let's think of it as it's going to be a draw. Sunderland had a 1v1, and there was a black winger. You just know that is a black, it's not a winger that is black. It's a black winger or black. I don't even know what position he plays for Sunderland. 1-on-1 against Emi Martinez. He had, I think, Talbi, I don't know his name, alongside him. And instead of, he could have squared it or he could have placed the ball properly. He decided to lob it over Eddie Martinez. And Eddie Martinez, he's been in that position a lot of times. He got the ball saved. Aston Villa had one more attack. Luka Digne to Tammy Abraham. 4-3, 4-3 win. Aston Villa comes out with that win. And again, Liverpool's game, I think in at
In
the
the last
time,
140, yeah,
yeah,
140
at the time, Van Dijk got the header against Everton to make it 2-1. I just wanted to say big shout out to Cody Gakpo. I don't rate the guy, but what he passed for the first goal for Mohamed Salah, I'm not gonna lie. Like I didn't even think he had the ability to see that. That's the thing. Pass shocks me as a
Yeah.
fan. So like big shout out to him for that pass. But yeah, those were Aston Villa had a very good game. I can't like their game was very interesting. Like towards the end, it was very very interesting. I'll see. Any thoughts on those two games?
Yeah, so I was watching the Liverpool game actually. I don't watch Aston Villa. But the Liverpool game 1-1 up until the 140 minutes, and then a Van Dijk header from a corner. It kind of feels it's a tough, especially because it's a tough thing for me, especially because I was supporting Everton in that match. I like,
A Bayern fan. Why the stress?
I like all the blue teams: Manchester City, Everton, Chelsea. That's my side.
Bayern is a red team,
I hate
so
the red
why?
teams.
Oh,
Like
but
I
so you don't
said,
hate Bayern.
wait. That's why I said Bayern because Bayern is in Germany. Generally,
Okay.
but the red teams in the Premier League, I hate all of them. Arsenal, Liverpool,
Um,
hate them so much. But yeah, Everton, they played decently. I don't know why they considered that first goal because I thought it was funny, especially because us on this podcast we slandered Gakpo so much. But I mean, obviously, yeah, like you said, great goal. And then Everton scored another one, and I thought they were just going to leave it like that 1-1 draw, especially because Liverpool were in their stadium. But I mean, they chopped another one, and that was the L. Maybe it's revenge for how they beat Chelsea's ass last time
ah,
when they played us.
bruh.
But yeah,
Proper
it's a
team.
good game.
That the proper team.
Three
3-0.
0, bro. Nah, that's crazy,
And guy he had Sanchez flying for no reason.
bro.
But
I mean,
yeah, but yeah,
the guy is a great player. He's a great
yeah,
player.
I think you should find a move away from Everton
Yeah,
next season. A big club should come pick him up.
yeah.
One of the top six should come pick. One of the top. Tottenham is no longer a top six. One of the top six, top seven clubs, I
Come
guess, should
on,
pick him up.
there's no even top anything right now again, bro. There's no
To
top
me,
anything, bro.
well, I think Ndai should be leaving Everton, but that's just my thoughts. And yeah, I think we are able to touch on everything in uh, that happened during the weekend in the Premier League. We touched on everything as much. We also mentioned Real Sociedad winning the Copa del Rey against Atletico Madrid. Atletico Madrid should have just left that semi-final win to Barcelona. At
Oh
least,
yeah, oh
we
yeah.
at least
Diego,
we know that let a property mini, but it's good. It's good for Sociedad. They got rid of Mikel Merino. They got rid of Zubimendi, and look at how their life became better. You just know Arsenal was the issue. You don't know how, but Arsenal was the issue.
oh,
Arsenal did not let it all work out for them, but now it has worked out.
yeah.
Will you be able to, will you be able to say the same for Arsenal? Will it work out for Arsenal? Stay tuned, my fans. Please continue to support FTLG podcast. Please continue to watch on YouTube, listen on Spotify, Apple Podcast. There's so many platforms you can listen to this on. So we'll be keeping you posted on if it's working out or it later did not work out for who. Don't want to speak about them right now. We've said so much about them throughout this episode. But yeah, that's about it for today's episode. Please don't forget to like, don't forget to share, subscribe, tell your friends, tell another friend, share with a family member. There's still a lot more football. There's the semi-finals of the Champions League, there's semi-finals of the FA Cup. The finals, definitely for sure. There is a title race right now in the Premier League. Bayern already won their title yesterday. We are happy as Bayern fans. We don't even have to worry about winning the league. Harry Kane has gotten a double. We're so proud of him. We're so proud of what he has accomplished. But yeah, Premier League still has its own, issues right now. So definitely we're going to be talking about that. So don't forget to, tune in. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, listen, and let us know your thoughts in the comments. I'm still your guy, Dio. And as always, I have my co-host alongside with me, Dami. Anything before we say bye?
Uh, a lot of interesting matches are coming up. So stay tuned. Watch your TV. Watch our comments, bro. And obviously, so much love for everybody that listens, that likes, that subscribes. We post on every platform. So thank you so much for that. And yeah, we'll see you on the next episode.
Bye, guys. Take care. Have a blessed week.